Thank you. Before I get started, there's some introductions I would like to make. Our City Council, we have Councilman Ryan Colvin, Councilman Mike McCabe, if you'll stand as I read your name, Councilman Tom Nicholas, Councilman John Stalder, and the last person I would like to introduce is Councilwoman Michelle Collins, who next year will be standing at this podium as your mayor. Michelle Collins. I also want to thank the Parks and Recreation Department for setting up the park today, and Miamisburg Police Department for assisting with the traffic control. Before I get started with the address, I want to take a personal privilege here to thank the American Legion for all of the courtesies that they have extended me personally and my office over the 28 years. Thank you very much. One other thing before I get started. I want to turn to the Miamisburg High School band here. This is one of my favorite groups in the community. I call them our ambassadors of goodwill because they go so many places. And speaking of going places, tomorrow morning they leave for Florida to Disneyland, and Friday night they will be in one of the parades down there. Let's get them there. United they stood, and united they sacrificed. You got to change glasses here. In fact, we'll start over since it's short. United they stood, and united they sacrificed. Just before Election Day in 2018, an American soldier in Afghanistan posted on Facebook. He wrote, "As the USA gets ready to vote in our own election Tuesday, I hope everyone back home exercises their precious right to vote. And that whether the Republicans or the Democrats win, let us all remember that we have far more as Americans that unite us than divide us. United we stand, divided we fall. God bless America," end quote. Although the soldier who posted these wise words was a member of the National Guard and was described as a proud Republican, his family likely had little interest in the actual results of the election. It mattered not that he was also the mayor of North Ogden, Utah. When Election Day arrived in Utah, so did the honor guard accompanying his remains. The flag-draped casket of Mayor Brent Taylor, husband of one, father of seven, and inspiration to millions. Utah weeps for them today, the state's lieutenant governor wrote of the Taylor family. He could have added that the nation wept as well. A veteran of 2 tours in Iraq, Major Taylor was killed when a spineless member of the Afghan National Security Forces opened fire on him during an insider attack near Kabul. Major Taylor did not need to serve in the military. Like all U.S. veterans of the global war on terrorism, he chose to serve in the military. Even though many fallen heroes from previous wars may have been conscripted into service, there is always a way out for those committed to avoiding such danger. On June the 6th, the world will observe the 75th anniversary of the Norman invasion. American Legion Commander Brett Rystad will lead a delegation to the sandy shores of France, paying respects to the thousands of Allied heroes who give their lives to liberate a continent. Labels that we hurl today, like Democrat, Republican, red state, blue state, that matters little when facing mines and machine gun fire while charging a beach. Politics are unrelated to a family that hears the words, "We regret to inform you." In fact, Joanne Steen, a behavioral health counselor and Gold Star widow, recently wrote a book with the same title, "We Regret to Inform You." To Gold Star parents, she writes, the reality that your child is dead comes in doses. Reality doesn't have sensitivity or good manners, and you may be confronted with a harsh dose when you least expect it. Likewise, reality seems to operate on its own arrival schedule. When one witnesses the actual reality of heroes dying, it is easy to mistake their missions as failed. Private Andy Rooney, who would later achieve fame as a 60 Minutes commentator, was a correspondent for Stars and Stripes. He interviewed a number of D-Day veterans. All they saw was dead friends, Rooney remembered, guys drowning in the water and dead people around them. And back in London headquarters, they were calling it a great victory, a great success. It didn't look like a success to the guys who were fighting in it. But it turned out it was, in fact, a success. And the guys who were up close and saw it firsthand were wrong, and the people who had the grand view of it were right. We continue to lose heroes every day in places like Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, and in military training accidents and missions around the world. Some were only teenagers, and many were just in their 20s. Regardless of their age, to their families, they are forever young, healthy, and strong. From the American Revolution to our current operations against terrorism, 1,200,000 American men and women have made the supreme sacrifice while serving in wars and conflicts. We honor all of them, not just those with the highest medals or the heroes who fought in the most famous battles. They all died so that we can continue to cherish the things that we love: freedom, country, and family. That is why we are gathered here on Memorial Day, to honor the memory of our fallen warriors who have given everything to their country. We are also reminded on this day that in each generation, brave men and women will always step forward to take the oath of allegiance as members of America's armed forces, willing to fight and, if necessary, die for the sake of freedom. Legionnaires have pledged through the preamble of their organization's constitution to preserve the memories and incidents of our associations in the Great Wars. This solemn promise is on the back of each American Legion membership card. Yet we do not remember our fallen brothers and sisters in arms because of a needy or required ritual. They do so because they want to. And we want to be there for their families long after the battlefield guns have been silenced and the bombs stop exploding. The children of our fallen warriors will still be missing a parent. Spouses will continue to miss their life partners. Parents will never stop grieving for their heroic sons and daughters that died way too early.